Today's video is going to be something to accompany all of the jewellery that I am making at the moment, and that is this coat hanger style earring stand. As soon as I saw this mould, I thought I have to have that. Without further ado, we are getting on with it because I'm actually using leftover resin from a different project, and at the time of filming this it was really hot in the UK and I had a couple of failed projects with resin curing in the cup too quickly. So I'm mixing some white paste into some resin, and I have got the rest of the resin split across a couple of cups, and I'm going to use a mica powder from my Let's Resin 36 set. Now, to make this hopefully a bit more interesting for you to watch, this is going to be a bit more about decorating it after it's demoulded. I am going to attempt to do a marble design in the mould, but there won't be much really to talk about, so I shall put that on a music time-lapse for you, and then we'll slow it down a bit to watch a bit more of the decorating. But before we get to the music, hello and welcome if you're new. If you're not new, thank you for joining me again. I hope you enjoy the project, and I will speak to you again shortly.
In a quiet room, late night glow, mixing dreams with resin slow. Some ideas I already know, some scare me half to death, but I still go. Epoxy waves and UV light, trying to get it wrong to get it right. Hands not perfect, that's okay, every mark's part of the way. I step outside what feels safe and known, build something beautiful on my own. If it breaks, I'll show you why. If it works, we'll both fly. I make it with a heart, every part. Love in the mess, love in the art. If I say I should have...
I know that it's sped up, but can you tell that I must have been panicking because of all the overpour? Okay, jumping ahead, I lost the footage of me pouring the pens, but I tried to do the same as I did with the jewellery stand. I poured a bit of purple, bit of white, bit of purple, bit of white. That didn't quite work out, as you can see, because all the white sunk to the bottom. Right, let's quickly demould this. Do you think the top sides are going to look the best, or the bottoms? I'll give you a clue. On the pens, the white sunk to the bottom, didn't it? All right, I'll let you watch me turn this in real time. Yeah. I have got a shocking memory. I should have known that white paste will sink to the bottom. I do want you to be able to see all the sides, so I'll just speed it up a tiny bit. And just pointing out that there was a couple of bubbles along that crossbar. Now, I must say, I am impressed with the lack of bubbles on everything else. Only the crossbar had a couple of bubbles, and micro bubbles at that. Also, no overpour. I used a silicone tool to go around the edges of the mould. I didn't so much go onto the holes in the middles where the hangers will go, or where the stud earrings would get pushed through, but I did go around all of the edges of the mould, so I do not have any trimming to do whatsoever. There's just literally a couple of holes that need pushing back through, and that was dead easy. I did that with an earring. Okay, next I need to decide which way I am going to put things. Well, actually, I didn't need to decide this next, but I think at this point I was still debating on how I'm going to decorate them up a bit more. So anyway, I'm deciding, I know which side I prefer, what was the top side. I'm just deciding which way they will face when it's assembled. And I decide that even though you would see the outside, you'd only see that from the side. If you're looking at the assembled piece from the front to see what earrings you've got hung up, then it's the insides of the triangles that you will see. So I've got the nice sides facing each other on the inside, and then I've got the nice sides facing what's forward to me at this moment in time, and same with the crossbar. Anyway, before I hang those hangers on, we're going to skip ahead to the bit more decorating. Okay, before we decorate the stand more, we are going to decorate up the pens. But before I decorate the pens, the first thing I'm going to do is top coat them. I don't like pens that are completely flat on the back, and in fact one of them is quite underpoured. So I will dome these first. I think one of them I actually end up giving it like 3 dome coats, just to round it off enough that it feels comfortable to hold. And also, along with a bit of filing, you don't feel that sharp edge, especially from the underpoured one. I'm not going to spend too much time on this part of the video for you, but I just thought I would let you see it done. Now, because I am going to have to use UV to dome them, I decided to go for my purple coloured UV. Depending on how thick the top coat ends up being, I didn't want there to be a clearly obvious clear layer on the back. So I thought even if it's not the correct shade of purple, at least it'll be kind of disguised. I did want to keep some of the white pattern as much as possible. With this UV resin you can still kind of see through, but I wanted to transpose that pattern up onto the top layer, and I just needed to lift it up to me to look at it at eye level and check that the resin is touching the edges and not shrinking back. Okay, so before I cured this top coat, I'm just mixed a bit of white opaque pigment into some UV resin, and I'm just going to attempt to roughly trace the pattern that I can still see through there. I don't want it to look too defined, so I try and make it look a bit wispy, and of course the resin is moving as well, so that's kind of breaking up the line, making it look a bit more hazy at the edges. Okay, I think you get the gist of that, so let's jump ahead again. I bought some of this on my last payday, literally only just got it, and I really wish I had it before I did my vases video. I love this stuff, and I can see me running out pretty quickly and needing to buy more, and they do different colours too. So that's called Stickles, and it's a glitter glue, and I bought it on Amazon. And I think the reason I love it so much is it's just so simple to use compared to putting some glitter in some UV resin and having to cure it, or using your glitter UVs that you have to cure. It's so much more simple to just be able to deposit some glue onto your project and then just leave it to dry. So much easier. And this has got a really nice nib. It's not quite thin enough for what I wanted to use it for, especially when we come to the jewellery stand, but it is pretty thin. It comes out nice and easy. Yeah, just so much easier to control than UV resin, whether it be UV resin from a bottle or that you've had to deposit onto something or into a pot to then use a tool to apply it. This is just so easy. And it looks lovely too. I really hope it comes through on camera as nice as it does in person. The cleaning up I'm having to do, that's my fault, not the glues, because I was clumsy and kept touching it. Before we go any further, thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, and if you share, thank you for sharing too. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. I'd like to take this opportunity to mention my jewellery making collaboration as well. Please don't forget that I have it's not so much a collaboration in the traditional sense where multiple people post a video on the same day and then you binge watch. Or you might not binge watch, but you know what I mean. This is simply a jewellery playlist where multiple creators can send videos to be put on that playlist. It's just a central place to watch jewellery videos from various creators. But there is a twist to it, which means that people who don't have a YouTube channel or don't video their work at all, where you can join in too by sending me a photo of your work, and I can add that to a montage video. So my aim is every now and again to be able to put up, I don't know, a 2-minute video of photos sent in by my viewers who don't do YouTube to celebrate your work as well, because the majority of you who watch resin probably do resin. You just don't put it on YouTube. But I would really love to involve you and see your work and share your work with the wider community. So please consider joining that. Hold for the glamour shots. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good week, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye bye.
In a quiet room, late night glow, mixing dreams with resin slow. Some ideas I already know, some scare me half to death, but I still go. Epoxy waves and UV light, trying to get it wrong to get it right. Hands not perfect, that's okay. Every mark is part of the way. I step outside, would feel safe and known. Build something beautiful on my own. If it breaks, I'll show you why. If it works, we'll both fly. I make it with heart, every part. Loving the mess, loving the art. If I say I should have, you'll understand. If I can't fix it, you still learn.